Hi, friends. I'm Lori Palau, host of the popular weekly podcast, This Organized Life, founder of Simply Be Organized, and author of the book Hot Mess, A Practical Guide to Getting Organized. For the past 7 years, we've been sharing stories, interviews, and strategies to help you live a more organized life. Whether you're struggling with physical clutter, calendar clutter, digital clutter, or just overwhelmed with the mental load of all the things, we're here to help you every step of the way. We know that one of the biggest struggles many of us face is time, and even finding the time to listen to a 45-minute long episode might not even be doable, which is why we've created this Organized Life Tip of the Week. These short episodes are designed to give you a little boost to start your week off on the right foot in under 15 minutes. This might be something that I'm doing in my personal life that I wanted to share, a tip that someone shared with me that I want to pass along to you, or maybe it might just be a prompt or story to help you think differently about the true meaning of clutter. New episodes of our Tip of the Week are automatically going to show up in your podcast feed on Mondays, and our regular long-form episodes will continue to drop each and every Thursday. Now, if you're new here, make sure to click the subscribe or follow button for instant access to all of our 300 plus past episodes. And if you're already subscribed to TOL, there's nothing that you need to do. Our bonus episodes should already be in your feed. Regardless of whether you just found us or you're one of our OG listeners, I am so happy that you're here.
Hi, everybody.
Now, let's get to it.
Welcome to today's tip of the week. We are kicking off June. I can't believe it's already June. And we've been doing this for a couple months now. And again, the feedback's been great. So if you are enjoying our short form tip of the week episodes, please do us a favor and leave us a review. Whether you are listening in Apple Podcasts, you can always leave us a review there. Or if you're listening in Spotify or watching us on YouTube, you can always just shoot us a DM on Instagram or at This Organized Life Podcast, or email us at info@simplybeorganized.com. We do read all of our reviews, take questions from you guys and incorporate that into our content calendar. So we love hearing from you. So anyway, I'm really excited to get into today's question or tip, which is, would I rebuy this? And this is a tip that kind of stemmed from a recent conversation I was having with a client where we were going through some of their stuff in a basement. And again, a lot of times people who have basements, or maybe you have attics or other storage spaces, it's kind of like a holding place where things go when you don't have a specific home for it. Oftentimes it's seasonal or memorabilia, but sometimes when you don't have a specific home for an item and you're not really sure what to do with it, we'll often just put it in that air quote extra space. And for many people that becomes, a basement or a garage. And so when you're faced with kind of looking at that, a lot of times people are in this crossroads of, do I keep it? Do I get rid of it? It's in working order. What if I want it? And I always come back to the question is, and especially if it's something that you've bought yourself, is would you rebuy this today if you were faced with that option? And the reason why I ask the question is a lot of times people will hold on to things out of guilt that either it cost a lot of money, or it will be fear that what if I need it? And those are really like the two big poles for what I call emotional clutter, on top of the sentimental. But we're assuming that whatever this thing is that someone's struggling with isn't sentimental, because usually people can articulate that like, oh, this is something my kid made for me, or my mom gave this to me and she's not here, and this is something that really means something to me. But usually it's a thing, right? And the thing could be clothing. It could be, something that you bought for, it could be anything, honestly. And most people will struggle with whether or not to keep it because of one of those two things. It's that what if factor, or it is that guilt of, oh, I really should use it. But when you ask yourself, when you kind of retrofit it and flip it on its side and say, let's just pretend you don't own this right now for a second. Just pretend you don't. and you saw this in a store, would you rebuy this? Would you rebuy those shoes? Would you rebuy this thing that you thought was going to streamline your gardening, but it really isn't? Would you rebuy this gadget for the kitchen? Whatever it is, would you rebuy it? And if the answer is no, unless there's some sentimental reason, again, and we're really not focusing in on the sentimental piece of this because that's kind of a different category, then I will always advise somebody to get rid of it, whether you're donating it to someone that you know, whether you're donating it to a charity or an organization, or, if it is something that had a high monetary value and you want to sell it and you feel like that's a good use of your time and you can get some money back for it, then by all means do it. You're just adding another thing on your to-do list. But that is always the question that I come back to when someone's really struggling is, would I rebuy it? So my challenge to you guys is for this week, I want you to go around your house, or if there is something that's kind of been weighing on you that comes to mind, and ask yourself, would I rebuy this thing if I had the choice today? And if the answer is no, then I would remove yourself from that guilt or fear and figure out what the next cause of or the next course of action is going to be. So that's it. Again, if you're not already following us, follow us on social media, This Organized Life Podcast. We have a Facebook group. We're on Instagram. We're even on TikTok. We're not super active there, but we're trying to change that. And click the subscribe and follow button. And most importantly, share this with a friend, because the more people that we can get in front of, the more content we can deliver to you and the more people we can help. So until next week, I'm Lori Palau. Peace out.